All right, good morning, gang, and welcome to the Aired Out Podcast, live from Fly on the Wall Productions. North Main Street in Barrie, streamed everywhere you get your podcasts and on the web at airedoutVT.com. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us on your Friday morning. Raylene is right next to me. Good morning, Raylene.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. What are we? We're at about 33,000 power outages. Well, just under 18,000 right now. We were at 33,000 at peak yesterday. So
Yes.
the lights are starting to come back on. So just under 18,000. The utilities are out there working very hard today. Give them plenty of extra breathing room.
Still a very dangerous situation, though, and they're saying that some could last through the weekend. So they're trying super hard. Currently, there are 16,550 in Vermont, 70 in New York, and the big one is New Hampshire at 111,450 outages.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh, my God.
I can't even imagine. I mean, that's most of the state in the dark right now, so we should feel extremely grateful.
Well, Roger Hill is saying we have, this is a slow-moving storm, and it's kind of going to be stalled out on us here for quite a while. So maybe another inch or two, possibly even into tonight, maybe even still some flurries even tomorrow. And it looks like by Sunday, things are going to be improving. We'll see some sunshine, and hopefully we're going to be on the backside of this weather system. But VTrans is very busy this morning, Raylene. Don't crowd the plow. There's some school delays and some closings still. So just be careful out there this morning. Right now, I think we're going to connect with, if he's with us, Mark Breen, the senior meteorologist and planetarium director at the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, JD.
Man, we are absolutely honored to have you with us this morning. Thank you so much, Mark.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
Listen, tell us what you're up to this morning. I know that you're busy. You're en route to Montpelier. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm actually just outside. I've got I've been invited to go to the legislature. They're reading a special resolution about the eclipse, about the Fairbanks Museum, about all the efforts that are going on across the state. And of course, I mean, this is an incredibly unique event. This is something that just doesn't happen. The last time was 1932. The next time, we actually have to wait a few hundred years before this happens again.
So, honestly, this is unbelievable. You must be, as a meteorologist, as a night sky guy, you must be just thrilled.
It's almost indescribable. It's one of those, I'm either sleeping or talking about the eclipse, which is fine.
Yes.
But I mean, like I said, this is something that I knew that this was going to be happening. I've known this for decades.
Yeah.
Here it is. And so now it's one of those, this is the moment.
Well, listen, I was up at the planetarium not too long ago, and I was eavesdropping a little bit, admittedly, and I thought I heard you say, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I thought I heard you say something about that you could take your protective glasses off at totality. Is that, did I hear correctly?
Absolutely. It's one of those, it's obviously really important to be focused on safety, that you really can't look at the partial eclipse without those special glasses. But at the moment of totality, you actually have to take them off if you want to see anything, because that's what they're designed to do. They're designed to block out sunlight. But when the sun is gone, when the eclipse is total, then you can safely take them off, and you can look at what essentially is the moon, but you're really seeing the glowing gases of the sun around the moon. We call that the corona. And it is a unique experience to total solar eclipses. It doesn't happen any other time. And so most of the area here has between about 1 and 2.5 minutes to be able to see that.
All right, that was my question for you. When do we have to put our glasses back on? How long can we keep our glasses off?
Right. So basically, you'll be looking at the sun through your glasses. You'll see the last little bits of sunlight disappearing. In fact, if you see little dots of light, those are called Baily's beads. It was named after an English astronomer back in the 1800s. When you see the very last one disappear, so you don't see anything, safe to take them off. Then you're looking at it, you're seeing this amazing thing. Look around you as well. Look at the people around you. Look at, the landscape around you. And then when you see the first very hint of sunlight coming back out, it'll come out on the bottom edge of the sun or the moon. When you see that little hint of sunlight, you just put your glasses back on.
All right, so we're talking about totality of. I guess it kind of depends on where you are, though. But if you're up north, St. Albans, Newport, maybe how long? A minute or so?
Well, actually, across from St. Albans over to Newport, we're talking about 3 to 3.5 minutes. As you go south, just south of Barrie, just south of Northfield, it is not a total eclipse. It is what we call a partial eclipse, and you'll see a fringe of the sun, and really a tiny fringe. 99.5% of the sun will be covered up.
Wow. Is it worth driving, Mark, if you're in the Barrie, Northfield, Central Vermont area? Is it worth hopping in the car and getting up to St. Jay and points north?
Well, there is a considerable difference between a partial and a total eclipse. It's one of those, only during the total eclipse can you see this corona, this glow of light around the moon. It really is kind of a unique experience to that. Partial eclipses are certainly fascinating, no question about it. But if it were me, yeah, I'd probably, scope out a spot that I could head, 10, 20 miles north. That's really all it would take. And the other thing that I would consider, there's going to be a lot of people trying to do the same thing. So you might want to have a plan in place.
There's a lot of misinformation that's going around. Oh, you just need a pair of sunglasses. Don't worry about it. So what's the deal? Set the record straight on that? I mean, and I've heard folks saying I'm going to put the welding mask on too. What's the deal?
Okay, so there are safe ways to view it. The eclipse glasses are specially designed. They filter out all of the damaging rays of the sun, but still permit some of that sunlight to come in so you can see it. Now, you can use welder's glass, but it has to be specifically welder's glass number 14. If it's less than that, then it's not adequate. It doesn't block enough of that sunlight. Sunglasses, no way. You can put 15 pairs of sunglasses on and it's not safe enough. So, but the other thing you can do, you don't have to look at it directly. A really cool thing to do during the partial part of the eclipse, when the sun is essentially like a crescent sun, if you take your fingers and make like a tic-tac-toe pattern, right? You cross your fingers, you'll have little holes in between. You let the sunlight through those little holes, and you're not looking at the sun, you're looking down at the ground where the sunlight appears as these little tiny crescent suns. So you can do it that way. You can actually use a spaghetti strainer, a little colander, let the light go down through those holes, and on the ground you'll see projected little curved suns, little crescent suns.
I think I remember making the pinhole camera when I was in elementary school. You probably did too. You probably have one right now. It's probably in your hand right now.
Actually, I've got some eclipse glasses right next to me.
So where will you be for the eclipse, Mark?
I will be right at the Fairbanks Museum. The museum is having a huge program. We're closing down Main Street in front of the museum. Vermont Public is actually going to be there, both radio and television. We are going to be broadcasting this event, talking about eclipses and so forth. And, of course, we have telescopes that are designed specifically to safely view the sun directly. We have programs going on throughout the museum and the surrounding grounds. So it's going to be quite the event, and probably the largest single event ever at the museum.
And so, sorry, Raylene here. You said Barrie and south of Barrie, we should maybe change direction a little bit because we will not see totality.
That's right. And the line, NASA can get it within a few hundred yards. So I can't be exact in terms of whose house it's going to be at, but I can tell you that, if you go 10 miles north of Northfield or Barrie, then you will be in totality.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so
Wow.
literally Montpelier maybe, or yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. Mark, what is? I know I asked you what you're going to be doing, but what kind of information will scientists be gathering from that corona? I know that lots of photos are going to be taken, but what might we look for in that corona for scientific analysis?
One of the things that is such a unique part of these total solar eclipses is it's really the only time that scientists can observe this corona, and there's a lot going on there that we honestly still don't understand. Scientists are still studying the sun, trying to understand all the complexities about that, and so this is one of those unique opportunities. In fact, I was just speaking with Dr. Patty Boyd. She's a NASA scientist. I was talking with her yesterday, and they've actually got an aircraft that's going to be flying in the shadow, in the eclipse shadow, so they can get a longer period of being able to study the corona there.
We see weather interruptions in certain parts of the country out west where there's going to be a lot of cloud cover and even some storm activity. We really lucked out here in Vermont, did we not?
Yes. Now, of course, I've got my fingers crossed. One of the things about the weather in April is that we tend to have cloud cover more often than we don't. Average cloud cover is 70 to 80%. Now, everything that I've been looking at, all the computer models, everything says that we are going to see mostly clear skies. So I've got my fingers crossed that indeed is what's going to go on. In fact, I think that's the good news about this snow is that it happened now and not on Monday.
Yeah, because usually we get high pressure on the backside of a storm system, right?
That's the idea. That's the plan.
One more time, tell our listeners, our viewers, where you're headed this morning, what you're doing.
Right. So the legislature is going to be in session at 9:30, and they're going to be reading a special resolution, which basically reads into the congressional record the efforts that have been made across the state, including those at the Fairbanks Museum and Planetarium, to educate the public and to help everyone experience this eclipse both completely and safely.
Fantastic. Mark, thank you ever so much for joining us this morning. We're going to let you go. We know you're headed in there right now, and we appreciate you, your time, your insight, your information. You are just a wealth of knowledge, and thank you so much for hopping on this morning.
Well, great to talk to you, JD. And
we'll see you up at the planetarium next.
Okay. Yeah. Hop on up.
You got it. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.
Over and out. There he is, Mark Breen. Boy, have you been up to the planetarium?
I've actually been there many times.
So cool, isn't it?
Both of my boys loved to go there.
Yeah. It's just so...
They love the museum in general, but they love to go up there as well.
Unreal. Unreal. Man, what a pleasure to have Mark Breen, senior meteorologist and the planetarium director at the Fairbanks Museum up in St. Johnsbury, with some important information. I mean, a lot of people, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And I'm like, I shot him an email. I'm like, Mark, will you just come on and just set the record straight? So I'm so glad he did that. Hey, Route 15 this morning in Hardwick in the area of Mill Street is closed because of a pretty serious car accident this morning, Raylene. That is going to be closed for several hours, they're saying. So please avoid that area if you can, if you're out traveling this morning. There are certain parts of Vermont that got upwards of nearly 2 feet of snow out of this one.
Gross.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Not quite at my house. I think we had 11 inches, something like that. But yeah, that's this was a whopper. But it's this stuff isn't going to be around long.
No, hopefully not.
No. This morning we're going to be chatting with J-Man, Jerry Joyner, talking about the H612 bill that is trying to get through legislation here in Vermont. Do you know about this bill?
I do not.
I
know the cannabis bill, but I don't know a lot about it.
Well, it's pretty complicated, and there's a lot of detail in it, and it's
complicated. Why would they make anything complicated?
Right.
Everything that comes out of there is super simple, easy for the average person to understand.
Yeah. Until
all of that,
until things pass, and then people say, "Oh my God, what's going on? I didn't hear about this. What's this all about? What's happening?" But there is a major campaign that's going on right now about high potency THC, and dispensaries and pot shops, the retail industry, and I don't know. There's a lot of chat about this, and public service announcements and TV and radio commercials. This campaign is getting big. So Jerry Joyner is going to be joining us this morning. J-Man, can't wait to chat with him.
You know what this national calendar does?
What is that?
It says that today is Gold Star Spouses Day. What the hell?
What? I got a gold star for doing the dishes the other day, Raylene.
I hope this is it's a military thing, correct? Though. Maybe.
Gold star. It could be. Yes, gold star is usually
because there's gold star families.
Gold star
correct?
moms. Yes.
It doesn't mean like there's literally gold star spouses. Correct.
It should explain that, but it obviously it hasn't. Maybe so. Maybe so. It might be that. Actually, now that I think about it,
I'm thinking it must be military.
Yes.
I'm not sure I'd give out too many of those gold stars to spouses, so it has to be.
Judy is saying yes,
military.
It is military.
Okay.
So,
well, then I can deal with that.
I mean,
then.
we've given,
But National Deep Dish Pizza Day.
Thank you. Love it.
No. That sounds like a great day to me.
In those carbs. Love
yeah,
it.
Why not? Why not?
Before I forget, and we're going to do birthdays here in a second, but man, I got to say, that video that you sent me last night of the boys over at Vermont Quick Loop.
I watched it a few times. I'm not going to lie.
Was awesome.
Those freaking fools. What
great.
On earth were they doing?
Oh my God. I'm going to see if I can find it this morning.
I think they ate too much snow.
Oh, it was
That's what I think.
Just marvelous. It really was. Whose idea was that? Do we know?
Who knows? Who knows? Those fools.
I'm trying to find it right now. Yeah, here it is, right here. Yeah, let's play this. He's seriously, if this was Craig Premont's idea, this guy's got some talent. He really does. I'm just going to try to make the screen a little bit bigger here and show this to you.
There's something else, I'll tell you.
Yeah, they are.
I was like, what the hell are they doing?
Let's see if we can play this sucker here.
All right, you try.
Right. Today, I'm going to show you folks how to get the elusive, hard-working mechanic. I got my trusted mechanic tool right here. We're going to give it a go. Right. Here we go. Had it turned around. Right. Here they come. Here they come. Yes, that's what I like. Oh, yeah. And that's how it's done, folks.
How he got them all to agree to do that, I do not know.
I think it's fantastic.
I mean, they have the head pecking down and everything.
And Jacob Roy, he's got some chicken moves. Did you notice that? I mean, he knows how to move.
They've got some moves, all right.
He must have chickens at home. Birthdays today, we have Brad Lockwood, who's 63, Nathan Pike, 41, April Murphy's 43. Jamie Marsh is on the list, Mary Long's 32, Kathleen Jufrey Ernest on the list today, along with Zoe Henry is 20. God damn, that makes me feel old. Do you know Zoe? No.
No.
Oh, my God. 20 years old. Nancy Wolf, happy birthday. And Joni Brissett is 52 years old. So Chuck and I depart tomorrow morning at O'Dark 30.
To go get the mini bike?
We're going to go get his little motorcycle. He's got I want to say it's an 85cc. It's a tiny one.
And you're going to drive it back?
Yeah, I'm going to drive it back.
Because throwing it in the truck isn't an option.
No, God, no. Why would anyone do something like that, Raylene? Seriously.
I don't know. But I want to let's take a second to read Judy's comment. Can you see that there?
Yeah, I got it right here. You want me to read it?
Yeah, because it's bigger for you.
Today, the nation recognizes the sacrifices that all Gold Star family members make when a father, mother, brother, sister, son, daughter, or other loved one dies in service to the nation. Gold Star Mothers and Families Day is the last Sunday of September, and Gold Star Spouses Day is April 5th. The strength of our nation is our Army. The strength of our Army is our soldiers. The strength of our soldiers is our families. The Army recognizes that no one has given more for the nation than the families of the fallen. Perfectly said. And I don't know if Judy wrote those words or not, but I mean, that just gives me goosebumps.
Me too.
Wonderful to hear that, to know that. And thanks, Judy, for sending that to us. I want to just mention one more time, and I've been in touch with Tracy over at Giroux General Transport. As far as unless you've got info that I don't have, as far as I know, they've still got one spot left.
I have not talked to her today at all.
All right, the April 15th CDL course, they have one spot left. If you want it, it's yours. You have to call right now, 802-279-3325, if you want to be part of that course. If you are not, or if you miss that one spot left, you've got to wait to the next one, which starts up June 15th. Again, 279-3325. And April 19th will be the next hazmat theory training at Giroux General Transport. It is important to note before you take this course on April 15th or the June 15th CDL course, you've got to get your permit first, which is a new requirement from the state of Vermont. So there you have it. What else?
Well, there's all kinds of stuff going on this weekend. As we know, we have the all-you-can-eat pie breakfast at the Berlin Fire Department. There's craft fair
That's
at the
tomorrow.
Berlin Elementary. There's craft fair at Union 32 on Sunday. There's movie night with Space Jam at Williamstown Middle and Elementary on Sunday. There is the Rotary Pie Brunch happening as well. All kinds of things. And then, of course, all of the eclipse prep throughout the city. I've already seen where there are many restaurants and things that are booked up and reserved for Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
Places that will remain open that are normally closed on Monday will be open, but it doesn't matter if they're open because they're going to be packed full reserved already. So keep that in mind as you travel around this weekend. And then I saw a post last night. It was a meme, but it's so true, and you know it is, that we know what GPS does. It brings trucks where they don't belong on the Notch Road and everything else.
Right.
So we know that it will bring people that necessarily don't have a clue what this weather has done to our back roads.
Sure.
It's going to bring them to the back roads, and we know that. And so
Are you paying attention, John Dupree?
That's right. That's what I was just going to say. So John Dupree is going to probably be extremely busy over the weekend and on Monday as people try to travel and navigate. And I don't know. I guess my suggestion would be if I lived on a dirt road, I would be putting up some sort of big ass sign at the end that made sure to tell people that it's a mud pit. You will get stuck. Don't bother.
Yeah.
Walk in if you must. But yeah, I guess we should just be prepared for those
Jeez.
sorts of things to happen.
Yeah. We're just getting this word here that a state of emergency has been declared in Essex County because of the eclipse as a precautionary measure related to an unexpected volume of visitors, possible cell service disruptions in Essex County, New York. State of emergency between April 6th and April 10th. You know, when I first heard this,
You chuckled.
I chuckled a little bit. I'm like, come on, there's not going to be, 300,000, 200,000, whatever people coming up here to see that. I guess it's really going to happen.
Yeah, I have heard that a lot of traffic has already been seen on the interstate headed this direction. There were some reports this morning of seeing campers and a couple of accidents, actually, on the south end of the state with cars that and campers that shouldn't necessarily be traveling in Vermont during a snow
Sure.
event. Probably some summer tires on the old camper,
Oh, yeah.
the buses, whatever.
Aren't there going to be any people up camping at the auditorium?
That I don't know. We should have checked in with Tracy, but I don't know. I know that it's open for campers. People could certainly reserve a spot there, but I'm not positive. There's all kinds of great things going on here in Barrie, though, for the Eclipse Block Party.
Yeah.
We know the taco shell's going to be there, and
Yes.
some other vendors,
Yep.
and all kinds of things going on around the city for the event. And yeah, it'll be nice just to be here at home.
Hillary Scott just said our state emergency operations center has been activated since last week. But it's not an emergency. It's a planned activation for a large event.
Nice.
Or as Glenn Brummert likes to put it, and if you look at your monitor, you'll see the massholes are coming.
The massholes are coming. Run for your lives.
Glenn sent that to me this morning,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Super cute. Good Lord. Vermont news. You want to talk about
Yes,
Vermont news?
please.
Let's talk about the fact that Vermont Flannel has bought
Vermont Teddy
Bear,
Bear.
which
Yeah.
is, I just think that's
don't go
super
there.
cool. I think it's super cool. Remember, Vermont Flannel, when they started out, they're in this little space up there in East Barrie, and how they've grown and what they've done and staying Vermont based. And hey, kudos to Vermont Teddy Bear to selling to another Vermont company instead of some big conglomerate like the assholes that Ben and Jerry's did, and now look where it all is.
well, here's the thing, though, Raylene, is Vermont Flannel, is that really a Vermont company anymore?
As far as I know.
I think they, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought they sold out to
I didn't think they did.
someone in Massachusetts or some shit, and they're like,
That I did not know, nor have I heard that.
I'll look into it. But I think that's the case. I don't know.
Well,
don't know.
I still think it's pretty cool that happened.
Yeah. I haven't been to Vermont Teddy Bear in a long time. The last time
I've never been to Vermont Teddy Bear. So
Oh, it's pretty cool.
I had boys. They really weren't into. They were more into going to, if we did anything, the Montshire Museum,
Yeah.
the planetarium,
Yeah.
camping, things like that. They weren't really into going to the Vermont Teddy Bear.
Well, I'll tell you, if you do go to Vermont Teddy Bear, bring your wallet. Vermont Flannel Company, founded by Mark and Linda Baker in East Barre in 1991. Around 2019, ready to retire, the couple sought out a partner who would keep the company true to its original vision. In 2022, Vermont Flannel Company became part of USA Brands. That's what I was thinking. So, USA Brands is, I believe it's a company that sells clothing and products to big companies. So, unfortunately,
Made in the U.S. only,
yeah,
hopefully.
it's I don't know.
I'll have to check it out. I'll check it out.
31 years that Mark and Linda were at the helm. So, we'll see what happens. USA Brands. So, anyway, it'll be interesting. But that is in the news this morning. That's a pretty big story.
It is a pretty big story.
The other one is this Liam Randall punk ass from the UVM student who's due in court in May for vandalizing the UVM campus with pro-Palestinian vandalism.
I wonder
spray
if they're the same people that were down here vandalizing our recruiting office.
Well, that's what I was wondering. But come on, JD, don't assume anything. That's not nice.
You can wonder.
Oh, no.
It's good to wonder.
No, I can't wonder anything because that will hurt someone's feelings. Liam Randall. I hope somebody is checking your receipts and where you bought gas last and whether or not you've been to Barrie within the last couple of weeks. Liam, if you're listening this morning. I don't know if he did this by himself or what, but man, he has caused thousands of dollars worth of damage on the UVM campus. That's a big story this morning. 89 north and southbound between exits 2 and 3. There are rolling roadblocks between 11 and 12 today because of some utility work they're going to be doing as a result of the storm. So expect some delays and be patient. That's all we can say about 89 north and south, other than just slow the hell down and be careful this morning. And remember that VTrans is very busy, not only this morning, but throughout the day today. They will be, there's still so much cleanup to do. I was out trying to move some of this snow yesterday, and the shovel and the chicken coop, and oh my God, Raylene.
And it's heavy.
Oh,
It's super wet. I mean, there was sleet and freezing rain for at least a few hours before it even started snowing here.
yeah, yeah. It's going to take a while. I mean, and the trees are just laden with snow. It's beautiful. The temperature is going to get down low enough tonight where the snow that's on the trees is probably going to stay there. Maybe a little bit of wind to knock some of that snow off the limbs today. So don't be surprised if there's more power outages and even a flicker of lights. We had some in the studio yesterday. By the way, that was so great that Mark and Brett came in yesterday. Mark
It
Poulin,
was.
Brett Meyer.
Great guys.
So nice to sit down with
I am
them.
very disappointed to see them leave the city. I think it would have been a great thing if the sheriff's department could take up permanent residency here in the city.
Yep.
Having the extra presence, I think, was a really good idea.
Yep.
Especially with the courthouse here and other things that are going on here. I think it was really great to have the extra presence. And
Yeah.
so I'm kind of sad to see them go.
Yeah, they said that it was at times interesting being in Barrie.
I'm sure it was. And and Linda says I agree, and way better parking, which is so true, because going down to Montpelier to
Huge
get your
pain in the
fingerprints done and your picture and all of that, if you need any of that done, is a pain in the ass.
Yes,
And
it is.
You have to do it for so many things now, jobs, if you want to volunteer at your kid's school, if you many other things. I mean, there's just so many times where somebody will request a background check or other things from you, and that's what you're doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They've done a lot of work in that building in Montpelier.
This plant is not going to work for Patty's plan. It's going to block the streaker.
Why do you think I bought the plant, Raylene? That's why I bought the plant.
Well, now we're going to have to worry about the streaker coming in and parading in front of,
I've got anticipatory stress
in front of the plant. Good gracious.
Do you like the plant though?
Yeah,
pretty nice,
I do. If you are you going to announce our winner?
My God, we need to do that.
Week number 9
Holy
before
crap.
you continue on to do other things.
Congratulations to Brenda Williams.
Yes, and we'll be mailing her car wash out to her. I'll post her up right now. But congratulations.
Yeah. Her car, you sent me a picture of it. Let's see if I can find it.
I
here.
did.
It's pretty bad. And we like to show the pictures.
Well, yes. What is the point of doing it otherwise? I thought you were that was the whole thing,
got it
because you
right
wanted
here.
to be able to pick on people.
Yeah. I got it right here. Here it is. Ooh. Look at the salt on that. Holy crap.
I know. Poor thing.
Damn. Wow. That's like caked on there. I don't even know if a platinum wash over at Rub-A-Dub is going to get that off. She might have to go through it twice.
You think?
Brenda, damn. My God, look at that. What color is that car, Raylene? Is it white?
No.
Gray? What is it?
Yeah, it's either gray or black.
Damn, that's just caked on right there. Holy shit. Oh.
But that is this week's winner, week number 9.
That's a good
just
one.
1 week left.
All right. All you have to do to win this final one, it's so easy. You just have to post a picture of your car
That's all you got to do.
in the pinned post that's right there on the top of the Aired Out page.
Yeah.
And it's really that simple. And you've got one more week to do it. So do it today. If your car is embarrassingly dirty, we want to see it. The rest of Central Vermont wants to see it. And that's a good one. Sox and Angels tonight at 8:38. After a three-game sweep of Oakland. I don't think they're ever going to be playing back at Oakland because they're redoing that whole stadium. But 8:38 tonight. Throwing out the first pitch. Dottie's going to be just right there on the edge of her seat.
I'm sure.
Popcorn will be popped.
I've entered a couple of raffles now so that I could win tickets to a Red Sox game.
Yep.
And they're particular games, but not that I know what they are because I didn't pay attention because they mean nothing to me. But I entered only because if I won them, I would give them to her because she would just love that. So I entered anyway.
Okay.
You could get, in one of the raffles, you could get tickets to the Red Sox
Yep.
or the Patriots. You could choose. But I put all of my eggs in the Red Sox basket, just in case.
And would you expect that she would take you?
No,
with
I
her?
wouldn't even want to go.
Why? Why wouldn't you want to go?
I've been once, and that's good.
Really? Where did you go?
Yeah.
Fenway?
Yeah,
No kidding.
with my kids.
Did you love it?
No,
You didn't love it, Raylene?
No.
Wow.
no.
I'm kind of surprised to hear that. That's an experience.
It was an experience there, the getting in and out and of Boston and dealing with all of that horse shit.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't really care for any of that.
Before we connect with Jerry this morning, is there anything else that is going on in our community?
Well, I've posted all the community stuff up. We
This
could give a note to subscribers of the Times Argus that due to power outage at the Quebec Core, the printing facility, the Times Argus, the same day mail subscriber copies will not be delivered Friday, April 5th, but will be delivered on Saturday, April 6th with the Weekender instead. So they have a little glitch because of all of these power outages. I'm not surprised. I mean, there's just so much. And the just take note, call before you go, because or look at constantly, even if you looked at the delayed list already, look again, because some of the delays, I'm being told, are now closings.
Yep.
Because the outages are expected to last through the day, or at least past when it would make sense to hold school or open for business.
Right.
So make sure you check the list again or call before you go.
All right.
Because a lot of those things are changing.
All right.
And the avalanche risk is high.
Oh, yeah. I saw that over in Tuckerman's Ravine.
Yeah, you don't see that a whole lot, but it says Essex County, New York, Lamoille, and Chittenden County, Vermont.
Yeah.
For the high risk of avalanche.
Yeah. I want to link up right now with Jerry J-Man Joyner, an outspoken advocate for the marijuana industry and the host of a TV show and a podcast called Weed and Whiskey. You are a strongly opinionated chap, Jerry.
Well, thank you.
Man, I am so happy to have you on the air with us this morning. Thanks so much. What is it? JamJman.com?
I am jman.com.
Yeah, but what's the website?
Oh, that's it. www.imjman.com.
I am J-Man.
Or weedandwhiskey.tv.
Dude, how long you been doing this? And how did this, what was the inception of all this? How did it get started for you?
Weed and Whiskey TV? I was in, if I said Willie, who would you think of?
What happened? What happened with you?
I'm in Willie Nelson's backyard. We got high.
In
and
Texas?
Then I got a TV. Yeah. Streaming TV network.
Damn,
Manifested
boy.
at Willie's backyard. We have a festival every year called the Luck Reunion. We just celebrated the 12th one. And, you know, Willie be 91 years old on April the 29th. And, you know, he's a more outspoken cannabis advocate than I am. And we can see what it's done to his health and longevity. So,
Man, of course I want to talk with you about H612, a bill here in Vermont that is trying to get through legislature. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. Have you had a chance to look at any of this?
I have. There's like 14 different points on this, according to the Vermont Cannabis Growers Association. I believe is the messaging that I read about their opinions on this. J-Man's got his opinion, and I think there's a civil war that's brewed between the regulated marijuana industry and the hemp-derived THC products that are proliferating everywhere in America right now.
Yeah. There is so much chat about it here in Vermont, and you know, they're trying to. We're trying to make money off of it. We're trying to bring in some tax revenue here, and we're just trying to figure it out. I mean, we've got some pot shops, some retail locations that are opening up in Vermont. Not anywhere near as fast paced as the state of Maine.
Well, Vermont, you guys were one of the early innovators with both the medical and the adult use or recreational. You know, we found it interesting, JD, when they on a ballot, if they say recreational use, it's less likely to pass than if they say adult use. We found that kind of interesting. But y'all have had since 2020, I believe, legal for adults 21 and over to possess and purchase cannabis products. Is that right?
It sure is correct. And it seems like every week there's something in the news about it. They're the police are trying to figure out how to deal with this with DUIs and
yeah. Well, I talked with somebody just the other day about that issue. You know, I've been a cannabis user for 50 years. In 2 weeks, my birthday is 4/20. So apparently this was my destiny to do this. Yeah, isn't that something?
Oh, God.
And I've been incarcerated for having 2 joints. Had to spend a couple of weekends in jail for having 2 joints back in the early 90s.
Seriously.
We're really excited that, that's not anything that very many people have anything to worry about in just about any state. You know, a small possession of marijuana is pretty much been decriminalized anywhere. But the issue and problem we have is they put in place where people could get access to these products. And the 2018 Farm Bill allowed these hemp-derived products that can be intoxicating, make you show up positive on a drug test, and the taxes on those are less, the purchase price is less, and so there's billions of dollars of these products being sold, which is hurting the dispensaries and the adult use dispensary, the medical dispensaries and the adult use dispensaries.
What do you think is going to happen with the Biden administration working on moving marijuana to a Schedule 3 of the Controlled Substance Act?
We certainly think that the rescheduling from 1, which is ridiculous, to 3 would help a lot of the regulated marijuana industry because it eliminates Section 280E of the tax code for these businesses. Most businesses are able to write off their ordinary business expenses, advertising and marketing, for example. People that advertise with us on Weed and Whiskey TV, they can't deduct that because they're in the cannabis space. So that would help those people out. But the big problem, JD, is I don't think it resolves the illicit market. I venture to say in Vermont, just like any state that adult use is legal, they're still selling a whole lot of black market, legacy, street dealers, whatever you want to call that. And that's a problem because we don't know about those products anymore.
Raylene, what do you say about all this stuff?
The street dealers are selling the edibles. Used to be you just went and got a bag of pot from somebody, Mexican dirtweed, what we got back down there in the 70s, right? And now they've got all these fancy strains and everything else. But we're seeing so many people using edibles now. They don't want to smoke a joint, but they'll eat a gummy or they'll try some type of cookie or brownie or chocolate bar. And there has been a proliferation of products that haven't been scrutinized. They don't have a legitimate certificate of analysis on the back of them. And a lot of them will say Doritos or Oreos. And this is a big issue.
Yeah. Raylene, you want to jump in?
I'm good. I'm following along, listening.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so true. And of course, like anything, Jerry, we've got to be responsible or try to be responsible with our use and not get behind the wheel. It doesn't matter if it's a gummy, if it's a joint, whatever it is.
Right. Or drinking or taking Adderall or
absolutely
any type of mind-altering substance and getting out on the road. We don't want that to happen. But the problem with marijuana, because it stays in your system, it's fat soluble in most instances, so it stays in your system for days. I could legally smoke a joint today. Next week, drive my car, get pulled over, and if I had to do a urinalysis, it's going to show there's THC in my system. But I'm not impaired at this point, so that's a big issue for law enforcement.
Yeah, we just got a comment here when a person can use pot and not a mouthful of opioids for pain control. I mean, and we've got a huge opioid problem here in Vermont, massive.
we're seeing so many veterans that are saying, hey, we're getting relief from these products and we're getting off of both opioids and turning to alcohol. So it's exciting to see both the cannabis products and now the psilocybin, the mushroom products are really starting to emerge everywhere. 70 to 80% of Americans, according to a recent Pew Research survey, are in favor of cannabis being legal for adult use. So I'm a big proponent of let's legalize this. And that way we can, just like in the alcohol industry, when prohibition ended, did anybody go to bootleggers to buy booze? No. You went to a store. You knew you were getting a safe, quality product. When I say safe, now it's alcohol. And I'm weed and whiskey. So we promote moderation on that whiskey part for sure.
What's your favorite kind of whiskey?
Well, we're real partial to TX. Now, I got a little bit of Pappy Van Winkle here left in this bottle somebody gave me. But my choice to go to is something called TX that they make down here in Fort Worth.
I got to tell you, man, I had some pot stock, and I'm so disappointed that I bought. It was Canopy Growth and Coronos Group. Are you familiar with those two?
Yeah, that's virtually become penny stocks. You know, when Constellation Brands put $4 billion into Canopy Growth, I, like a lot of people, thought, hey, man, this is a way for me to make investment in something that I'm passionate about.
Did you buy up?
Yeah, every pot stock is in the dumps. I talked about it on my show the other day. I had so much faith in Planet 13. And it's virtually every time it was $4.20 because of my birthday, I'd buy something. I think it's 42 cents now. So that's not worked out as well as people have wanted to. These companies took on so much debt to try to get scale that it's crushing them. I read in California, billions of dollars of tax revenue is not coming in that they anticipated because these places are shutting down, not paying their tax bills.
Wow. Yeah, I was so disappointed. I finally just cut my losses here. But, you know, it would be nice to see state and federal laws kind of merge together here and get some traction. I know other states are really on the forefront of this, but, man, it's like so many other states in our nation need to get with it, pal. I know you'd agree.
Curious. Yeah, I'm curious up there in Vermont, how many people are drinking weed?
Yeah.
These new THC beverages here in Texas, there's probably 300, 400 brands that have emerged in the last year trying to get that space with this low-dose, sessionable drink that has THC in it. I tried one. I couldn't keep it lit. I didn't understand how it worked. But,
yeah, right. You know, there's a lot of it really started a strong CBD market here, especially with drinks. And of course hemp. There's some hemp farms here in Vermont that have struggled for many different reasons. Climate being one of them, but our state legislature being another. But some of these drinks, you know, there's a whole separate market in there in here in Vermont, and they're popping up everywhere. But man, it's like. And we're big fans of the trucking industry and getting your CDL license. And man, there's you know, a friend of mine got hired by Land O'Lakes as a truck driver and had been taking a CBD product for inflammation. Not a smoker, never consumed marijuana, and got drug tested within his first week of working for Land O'Lakes and lost his damn job.
You know, that's a huge problem for the trucking industry. And there's a lot of white papers that say the CBD has medicinal benefits for people or health benefits, and it's not psychotropic. You're not going to get high from this. Sometimes there's trace amounts. And unfortunately, in this Wild West industry that's emerged, there's mislabeling that happens. I read a story, a similar thing. Truck driver showed up hot, and it was the product had a lot of THC in it, but had been packaged as CBD. And I'll think of who it was just in a minute. They only fined him $150,000 for this guy loses his job, and the company only gets fined $150,000 for having put the THC product in the CBD bottles and sent it out into distribution. I thought they should have been penalized much more severe than $150,000.
There is a major campaign going on in Vermont right now. There's public service announcements, there's TV and radio commercials everywhere about high-potency THC making its way into dispensaries. And it is a pretty severe anti-high potency campaign going on right now.
You know, JD, I got to tell you, I'm kind of in agreement with having limits on the amount of THC in the products. And there are some smokable products that are 99%. They call them THC diamonds. It looks like you're smoking crack or some other kind of substance. You got to get a rig and you got to heat it up and do all this. There's no medical benefit whatsoever at that high level. And there's really nothing other than just to bong your brains out, okay? Sort of like drinking Everclear. Drinking half a bottle of Everclear is like in my opinion, and I'm a cannabis smoker. I smoke, I eat gummies. I do this on a daily basis. I don't care for anything that gets really above 20 to 22% THC because I don't think it's healthy for my body. I don't think it's healthy for my brain, and frankly, it's just that's too potent. That we're having with young people, especially with this vaping, they call it cannabis-induced psychosis, and it kind of causes them to freak out a little bit. We're starting to see that emerge more and more, and so,
and that's what we're hearing, and that's what we're hearing is the word psychosis moving into the words high potency.
Yeah. And so, you guys in Vermont are kind of like us people in Texas. Y'all like guns, I think, don't you? Y'all are pretty gun-friendly?
Yes, we very much so, yes.
Well, we got that problem when you go buy a gun. If you go to a gun show, maybe you don't fill out any paperwork. But if you go to a Federal Firearms License dealer, he's going to make you fill out a form that says, are you a marijuana user? And if you mark that, so now you're lying on a federal form, even though they don't enforce that. Many states, if you have a medical marijuana card, you can't have a CHL. And so that's creating a big issue because we got a lot of veterans and soldiers, down here in Texas, and they're not smoking weed. They're eating gummies, really,
Yeah.
But that creates a big problem because now that's like a felony instead of a misdemeanor, having a weapon with the even just one joint or one gummy. So people, you got to be cautious with this. And we want to have our rights to protect ourselves. And as long as we're not harming anybody else, JD, we want to be able to kind of do what we want. But when you're out there on the road, you don't need to be inebriated on weed or whiskey or pills or food or anything. Too many people driving down the road eating and being distracted. You got to be safe and take care of yourself and other people.
We've got fentanyl laced product that's really moving through New England here and coming through Vermont and claiming lives. What's your take on that? On stuff like this and maybe.
It's a huge thing for the Mexican cartels. And it's a huge thing for the Chinese because they manufacture that stuff over in China. There are some legitimate uses for fentanyl, but the risks do not outweigh the gain in this. Let's find something else other than fentanyl to help people with their pain. Those suckers. I watched one of those things on Netflix about this, and I knew it was bad. I just didn't know how bad it was. And it's down here in Texas. We're right here on the border. Every other day you're seeing where they're confiscating just tons and tons of these pills that are coming into the country.
I can't hear him.
All right. J-Man, thank you ever so much for hopping on with us this morning. Dalton O'Neill, can you tell us about this guy?
Dalton O'Neill, he's the connector of people. He has a thing called the Texas Cannabis Roundup. A super great guy. He helps us out with a lot of things. How do you know Dalton?
I'm just seeing him here, episode 52. I got to check this out as soon as we're done here today.
Yeah, check out the Square Grouper. That's me and Antonio Swad, the founder of Wingstop, and he's now in the business. He has a gummy and a drink line called Buzz Brands.
Man, I'd love to run out and hang out with you for a little while. Son of a bitch, man.
Come on down to Texas. We're friendly.
Jeez, and you got some damn good barbecue too. What was it like? What was it like hanging out with Willie?
Well, we were there just March the 13th and 14th. We have a fundraising dinner for Farm Aid and for Wholesome Wave. the night before an all day long concert with about 40 bands. And we've been doing this since 2014. So it's a phenomenal experience. And seeing these 4,000 people, it's very, very small. It's in his backyard. They loaded up with about 4,000 people of all walks of life. Getting together and enjoying each other and having fun. And, there is the hint of cannabis in the air for sure, but I saw a lot more people eating gummies this year than I did ever before.
Isn't that something? You're trying to reach 1 million partakers by April 20th. Tell us about this.
Well, we started off being a subscription model, JD, where we charge $4.20 a month in honor of my birthday for you to watch our streaming content. And I was a tremendous failure at that. Okay, maybe 1,000 people were paying us. So in 2022, we changed to a advertising video on demand and started letting people watch for free as long as you sign up. We're just about to break the 200,000 mark, and so we got a lot of promotions coming up. So we need to amp it up a little bit to get closer to our goal, but we're steadily adding subscribers every day.
You're doing some great things, man. What kind of anniversary are you reaching here? How long have you been doing this?
Oh, the show, that'll be my 88th episode. We do one a week, so I'm almost 2 years into this.
Damn.
And I was not ever thinking I was going to be on TV or anything. My wife and I own a business that put art in hospitals all over the country. And we've been doing it for 20 years, and we've been blessed. And this thing with Willie kind of manifested, and now I'm in my second career, I think. At being 64, most people are trying to wind down, and I'm ramping up.
Man, I hope you get to Vermont sometime, J-Man.
I'd love to get up there and visit with y'all. Thanks for having me on, JD.
Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. What a cool guy. Hope we can get him on back again. Raylene, anything to wrap up this morning?
Oh, just so much going on this weekend. Get out, check it out. All kinds of great events, some free, some not, all of which, all the ones that there is a charge. They have amazing beneficiaries of the profits.
Yeah.
So go out, check it out, have some fun, just relax a little bit. Tonight over at the Den is the Conniption Bits. They start at 8:00, but head on over earlier than that. Grab some dinner. What did you have over there? The bear droppings.
Bear droppings.
Those you loved.
Oh,
you
my
thought
God.
those were amazing.
Oh, Craig did too.
Yeah, the burgers are amazing as well. Some great stuff. So it's going to be a good night over there. They had a great night of line dancing last night. Check that out. I said, toss the shovels.
Yeah.
Go have some fun.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
And get out and enjoy.
And apparently you may want to go out and make sure you have the food and water and gas in your cars and all of that stuff that you may need. Go do it today.
Yeah.
Or early tomorrow morning, because shit might get real around here.
Oh, my God, I know.
That's what they're telling us.
Oh, and the Eclipse party that's going to be going on right here in Barrie on Merchants Row. That's from 1 to 5 on Monday. You got that posted up as well. Barrie Partnership doing that. So.
Yeah, there's all kinds of great stuff happening over the next several days.
Yeah, and a week from this Monday, the 15th, Mark Tatro is going to be in here. Mm-hmm. You still have time to
yes
to get a raffle ticket for this amazing cornhole set that Hollywood Johnny created and did such an amazing job. By the way, I spoke with Mark last night. Johnny's not going to be able to make it in here on the 15th, but Mark will be here and announcing the winner of that.
Yeah, he's going to pick it right here live.
Can't wait on the 15th. Yeah, just so much happening. Get to the pie breakfast on tomorrow.
Yeah, you can do pie breakfast at the Berlin Fire Department.
Yep.
And then you can come down to Barrie and have pie brunch.
Yeah, you're not going to be hungry.
You can literally
yes.
The entire day.
It's all kinds of pie,
and
too.
then you can go home, get in your sweatpants, and lay around all day because you're not going to want to do a damn thing after you've done that.
Absolutely. Let's also say this post-storm. This is a great time to get over to Nelson's. If there's something that you need, if you need some rock salts, maybe your shovel broke. Lily was trying to get Jelly Bean underneath the car, got the shovel underneath there, and I may or may not have backed over the shovel. All I'm saying is, if you need a new shovel for any reason,
Right. Just go get one.
just go over to Nelson's and get one. Get some rock salt. Get whatever you need over there, because winter is fighting with
Yes.
spring right now, and it's a brutal fight. And Nelson's knows that, so they've got everything over there. Plus, birdseed too. We ran out of birdseed.
You can't run out of bird seed.
We ran out at my house. There were literally, it was a family of finches that were coming to the feeder. There was like thousands of them, and they were all over the feeder, and we were having such a great time, and we started getting lower and lower and lower, and Lily was like, Dad, you need to go out and get more birdseed in there. Went out to the barn. We're out of birdseed. Crisis. Lily was
Yes.
she was pissed. She's like, now they're not going to come back because you ran out of seed. You got to be prepared, Dad.
Well, then you better get over there and get some.
Yeah, and it's buy one get one free for certain blends over there. So go over to Nelson's today.
Check it out. And then on Monday, just want to let you know that Jerry's Sports Tavern will be open to welcome Eclipse visitors.
Okay.
Normally, they're not open on Mondays, but they're going to open up on Monday, April 8th at 3 p.m. to welcome visitors that may be in the city.
All right. Again, congratulations to Brenda Williams, week number 9, a winner with our Dirty Car contest that we've been having here for the last. I can't believe it's been 9 weeks since we've done this. We've got one more week to go. One more to go. So
9 weeks since you pissed somebody off.
Yeah, exactly.
Or many off.
Jeez.
Imagine that.
All I did was make fun of somebody for having a dirty car. We all have dirty cars. I have a white car right now that's not white.
No.
At all. Not even close to white. So send us your picture. All you have to do is post it up on the pinned post on our Aired Out Facebook page. Right there. You cannot miss it. Do like Brenda Williams did. Show us your car. And if it's pretty bad, we'll make fun of you, but we'll also give you a platinum wash from Rub-A-Dub just for having fun with us.
Yeah, just one left.
Be careful this weekend if you're going to be out. Watch out for Chuck and I if you see two buffoons on the road holding on tight to each other on a motorcycle. I'll be driving, by the way. He'll be holding on to me, Raylene. It's going to be great.
I can't even.
I might go live. It's going to be a great weekend. Take care of one another. Check on your neighbors, too. Make sure they got through this storm okay, especially the elderly, the disabled. Make sure they're okay. Right?
That's right.
All right. And be careful. Don't drive like an asshole today. Don't crowd the plow. All right? Get that snow off the roof of your car, too. Raylene.
I don't have any snow on the roof of my car.
I know, because you're all fancy pants. You got a garage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. Have a great Friday, everyone. TGIF. Be good. Take good care. We'll see you soon.